on and let's get to the main story, which is Justin Timberlake getting his ass put in handcuffs out in Sag Harbor, Long Island, as in the Hamptons, chat. So the sexy back singer, who's 43 and looks about 63, was pulled over in Sag Harbor and taken into custody on Monday night. A law enforcement, that was last night, a source told ABC News. A Sag Harbor Justice Court official confirmed to Newsday that the charges Timberlake faces are DWI related. Timberlake is expected to appear in court for arraignment on Tuesday. Now, the former NSYNC member, oftentimes referred to as the Prince of Pop, has been on his The Forget Tomorrow tour. Can we please forget it? Since April. And has concert dates scheduled for next week in the Big Apple. Because, yes, next Tuesday and Wednesday, he is performing at my job at the Garden. Because, I work at Madison Square Garden in New York. He is supposed to be performing there for 2 nights. Now, it says, Rest for Timberlake did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Now, he's also scheduled for shows Friday and Saturday at Chicago's United Center. So I guess that's this Friday and Saturday. So I guess because, Father's Day and everything, he's got this big break that he's taken for now, which I think is actually good. I think more artists should do that. I feel like there was one artist that I heard that said that they do 3 weeks of shows and 3 weeks where they're off. I'm trying to remember who the hell said that, because it was just recent that I watched it was Orville Peck, because he did an interview with Got Mick. And he was saying that before he used to do like 265 shows a year. And then Got Mick, dumbass, goes and says, I didn't even know that was that many days in the year. I'm like, sis, it's 365. Like, where have y'all been? How do y'all not? Y'all the same ones that probably think the world flat, like Sherry Shepherd, or that there's an actual railroad in the Underground Railroad, like Portia, dumbass, said when she was on the Housewives of Atlanta. Like, there's 365 days in a year. How do y'all not know this? Did y'all fail life? Education, whatever. Why am I going on a rant about Got Mick, not knowing about that there was 365 days in a year? Anyway, let's get back to this fool. So Justin Timberlake, child, what is going on in your life that you are going around doing DWI? Like you've never gotten in trouble for stuff like this. I mean, you have, because you've been an asshole to the women that you steamrolled over to have your A-list career. And the alleged abortion that you told Britney Spears to have back when y'all were at the height of y'all careers, and she wanted to be a mother and have it because she loved you, but you were more concerned about your career. And then the constant sexual relationships you had with other people where you couldn't keep your legs closed to marry other women while you were in relationships with other women, where you were cheated on Britney, allegedly, you cheated on Cameron Diaz, allegedly, you cheated on your current wife, allegedly. But is it alleged when we seen the pictures on social media of you with that actress from Raising Dion who had her hand on your thigh while y'all was out making that movie that nobody saw in New Orleans a couple of years ago? So clearly, to me, Justin seems like he's the type of person that's maybe at 43 is going through a midlife crisis. I know that is way too young to be going through a midlife crisis, that he's going through some things and he doesn't know what to do with himself. And unfortunately, some people just believe that this is his karma that he's going through right now. That he, a lot of the stuff that you've done to people in the past, the way you treated people in the past, all the things you've done in the past, is coming back to get you. The world's coming to haunt, your past has come back to haunt you, and they feel like this is your karma. Now, I don't know if I believe, well, no, I'm not going to say that I don't believe it, because I actually do believe in karma. I do believe that the way you treat people, that shit will come back and get you tenfold. This is why I don't go out of my way to put no roots or be nasty to people and all that other mess. I mind my business, but this is breaking news, so we have to talk about it. So there's really not a lot going on in regards to this story. There's really, it's still developing. When I heard about it first thing this morning. A friend of mine sent me it in our usual group chat. I was in the middle of doing one story, and then all of a sudden this one, I was like, oh shit, now I gotta stop everything. I gotta hurry and finish this article so I can start on this one. And they were just talking about that. Okay, so JT been locked up. And it's like, what I don't understand is you're someone who has a whole lot of money. You're worth millions upon millions of dollars. I don't know how much he's worth. I ain't even think about Googling. You know what? Let's do that as a class. Let's Google schmoogle. How much is Justin Timberlake worth? Or it's saying his net worth. Damn, they literally. It's funny how this article literally they wrote it 5 hours ago. It said his net worth. How much money does a singer who has been arrested for driving? That on the other wait, Timberlake has diversified his portfolio with business ventures like 901 Tequila, the William Ras clothing line. People wear them clothes. Co-owned restaurants, and even an investment in MySpace. Oh, I forgot that he invested in MySpace still. So it says he's worth $250 million. And funnily enough, it says that his wife, Jessica Biel, an accomplished actress, model, and producer, shares a combined net worth of $250 million with her husband. However, an estimated between 200 and 230 million comes from Justin's earnings. So the 250 does that. So what is she worth? Because it's saying a combined net worth. So what is her net worth? Because if he's worth 230 million, 200 and 230 million, does that mean that she's worth $20 million? Because that's all you be contributing, which ain't much, and which probably also explains why she ain't leave his ass. Because if he was out here doing all this cheating and stuff, she ain't going nowhere. She invested a whole lot in this. Wait, hold on now. Now I just came across this article, January 17, 2024. But clearly we in June, so this ain't happened. Because it said that Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel are headed for a split. This is what the insiders is claiming. And this was for, oh wait, now I'm looking at the article, it says March 13th of 2024. So it says that there was a year when Justin was, see, now I brought it up. Look at them. Look at God. Look at my brain. I soup said it, and now here it is in the article. It says that they may be heading for a split because there was a year and a time when Timberlake was accused of cheating on Bill with Alicia Wainwright. That was her damn name from Raising Dion. I could not remember her damn name. But yeah, she was out here laying low and spreading it wide with a married man because they made a film together called Palmer that came out back in 2021. Now, during filming, Timberlake and Wainwright were spotted getting a little handsy with one another, but it seems that Bill decided to overlook. Well, what else was she going to do? But my thing is, if she divorced his ass tomorrow, you know how much money she could walk away with? Probably half his earnings. So it says, however, these days, Timberlake is embroiled with a slew of new controversies, and it seems that his long-suffering wife is no longer in a forgiving mood. Now, after years of rumors and speculation, there's reason to believe that Timberlake and Bill might really be on the verge of separation. Rumors are swirling that he and Jessica headed for a split. This is what a source close to the couple tells Life and Style. There's a whole lot of ads. I got to keep scrolling through this to get to the article. To the stuff. So it says, though they do love each other, all the couple's therapy they've undergone simply isn't fixing some of the underlying issues. The couple married in 2012, and they've since welcomed two sons, Silas, who's 8, and Phineas, who's 3. But despite their best efforts, it seems that Justin and Jessica's marriage may have run its course. And the insider says there's no clear evidence that the couple's recent real estate maneuvers. Friends say it's a sign they're getting their finances in order. So I guess what they're trying to say is that now y'all trying to get financial things in order and stuff because then they got to figure out who's going to split what. Now, at one point, they said they retreated to another home in Montana in the hopes of getting away from drama and starting over, but you can't run away from your problems. Because at one point, remember when the whole thing about Britney came out with the memoir, and then there was a situation where we saw that Justin and Jessica kind of like went into hiding. They went and retreated. I guess they went to like some island, whatever, like a little vacation with the kids. And then they showed like the long lens paparazzi people took a picture, and Justin looked worn the fuck out, like he'd been going through some things. Like maybe he drank a lot of that tequila that he has invested in financially, and is taking a lot of wear and tear on that skin. Because Miss Mamas, you look like you are tattered. So it says that in January 2024, Justin announced, that he would go on his world tour, which of course that he is already on, so we don't need to talk about that. But it says that basically what the tour means is going to be away from Jessica and the kids for weeks during the spring and summer, and then he added more dates. So we saw that he recently did that. He chopped one date, but then they said he added 9 more. So when you're a husband and a father, and you have small children, and you're out here touring to make money or whatever the case is. Because I feel like at this point, if Justin's net worth is $250 million, 230 to 250, and he's got enough money from William Ras, the clothing line. I don't necessarily know who buys that. At one point, didn't he have a restaurant chain that was in New York that came and went? I think it lasted a good while before it closed. I can't remember the name of it, but I do remember he had like a restaurant chain that he invested in. And then there's, the liquor line, and there's all the other stuff. So he's got money coming in. So he doesn't really need to tour. Or because, summer is coming, my thing would be the wife, the kids, come with me on the road. Or I'll take the kids on the road with me while you go make your movies, whatever the case is. They'll be surrounded by enough people while I'm performing on stage for 2 hours, but I'll be the hands-on dad before, I have to go on stage and do sound check, rehearsal, all that other stuff. So it says they don't want to be apart from each other for months at a time. So he has constructed a schedule where he gets to go home to Jessica and the kids a lot, which probably explains the whole thing about, the Sag Harbor incident. But you don't live in New York. So why were you in Sag Harbor partying and getting to the point where you were so shit-faced drunk that you were compelled to get behind the wheel and drive to the point where they pull you over? And one thing y'all need to learn about Long Island police do not play. They are dead ass when it comes to whatever craziness that y'all be doing. Because I just worked out, first of all, I grew up in Long Island. And I just recently worked out in Nassau County last week for the past 2 weeks, when I was doing the cricket matches. The amount of police and stuff that was working out there, where they had armed guards and all kinds of other stuff, bomb sniffers, all kinds of craziness that was going up in there, they do not play in Long Island. So when it comes to running lights, speeding, drinking and driving, they do not play in Long Island. So Justin I'm sure he learned today what he didn't think he was going to learn. And so, and then also it says, the past came back to haunt him, because we talked about it with Brittany and the whole thing with the memoir, where she didn't paint him in a flattering light, and instead of him just taking the L or whatever, he goes on stage, I'm not apologizing to no effing body and all that other stuff, which made him look more like a dick. Made him look like he was out of touch. And rightfully so. So a lot of people feel like this is his karma. He's getting what's coming. The chickens have come home to roost, and now he's paying. Like they say, you pay on the front end, you pay on the back end, but eventually you're gonna pay. And he's paying. Because he said that 1 minute you say you regret your behavior, and then you come and say some slick shit out your mouth, which would any rational or irrational person probably knock his teeth in the back of his throat. But he's talking about that. Then he went and put out a thing where he said he apologized to my amazing wife and family for putting him through an embarrassing situation. So, and then ended up taking back his apology. So this is why people don't take him seriously. People look at him as a straight up clown. And at this point, it's just like, what are you going to do? Justin, you're a hot ass mess. You need to get it together. You need some therapy, possibly an exorcism, some rehab. Clearly you are basically Ben Affleck 10 years younger. Well, he's 43 and Ben is 51. So 8 years. You're got an 8-year gap. So with that being said, I'm curious because, this story is going to keep going as it develops. I'm sure by tomorrow we'll probably have a more in-depth reasoning behind what had happened, what made him, was it, what party was he attending? And I need details. Excuse me, in regards of what was going on with him and why he had to get lit to the point where he didn't think to call an Uber, or at least if you're a famous celebrity, why didn't you have a set in place okay, you have a driver that would pick you up to drive you wherever you needed to go? Because if you have that kind of money lying around, or your net worth is what that is, $250 million, you can afford to have a driver take you from point A to point B instead of you getting behind the wheel, possibly risking your life as well as someone else's life on the road. So I'm curious to hear what you all have to say on this story. So definitely leave your comments in the comment section down below.